Good evening. This is Elder G. This is Sunday, June 14th, 2026. God can woke us up one more time. God can start us on our way. God can close us in our right mind. I hope and pray that all our limbs are working properly. You see the chart that I have up there on the screen? It shows the results of the 2024 election. They show you how the minorities is the one that elected President Trump, black and brown people. And I'm going to prove it to you with this chart. On the top left, my left would be your right. You're going to see the votes that Kamala Harris got. That's in the blue. 75 million. And then the one on the right is President Trump that got 77 million. But you see that block down there at the bottom? See, Kamala Harris got 75 million, Trump got 77. But the people that don't care nothing about justice, and the people that don't care nothing about righteousness, and the people that don't care nothing about integrity, and don't care nothing about the Constitution, the most dangerous group are those three groups that's up there on the screen. Is that demographic that didn't vote. 89 million. More than the Democratic Party got for Kamala Harris, and more than the Republican Party got for the Republican. That little group down there, that 89 million that don't care about nothing. They don't care who got into office. They don't care how crazy they is. They didn't care how racist they were. That group that down there in that gold, that is the most dangerous group in America. And there's a lot of blacks in that gold group. And a lot of Hispanics in that gold group. And a lot of Asians. And Jews. And Native Americans. And Arabs. They in that gold group. They don't care nothing about America. They don't care nothing about the freedom of speech. Or the freedom of the press. Or the freedom of religion. Or the right to bear arms. Or to petition your government. Or the freedom of your religion. They don't care nothing about that. All they care about is money. And me. I got mine. Get yours. I know who the Republicans are, and I know who the Democrats. But those people down there in the gold, those are the ones that throw a rock and hide their hand. Whoever is going to give them the most money, whoever going to buy them a Happy Meal, whoever going to make sure they get their food stamps, whoever gonna help supply them they dope, that's who they gonna go with. The majority of the people out of the three demographics is the people that don't vote at all. Don't care about the Constitution at all. Don't care about the laws at all. They voted for Trump because he was going to give them $25 to vote. They voted for Trump because he's going to take the taxes off of Social Security and he's going to let you keep your tips. And he was going to pollute the air. And he was gonna take minorities. Can you believe that 6% of Mexican men voted to kick their own race out of this country? 30% of blacks voted for Trump to kick blacks out of the country, to take away their civil rights, to take away affirmative action, and to gut the Voting Rights Act. 52% of the population in America, 52% of the population in America is women. And the women voted against their daughters, their granddaughters, and their great-granddaughters for that prejudiced white man. To take away a woman's right to choose about her own body. You got the largest demographic of people that don't care nothing about America, that don't care nothing about the Constitution, won't even get up and vote. They register to vote, they qualify to vote, but they sit at home knowing what Trump had just tried to overthrow the government on January 6th. Knowing that Donald Trump just been convicted of sexual assault. Knowing that Donald Trump been impeached twice and been convicted of 34 felonies. Didn't care nothing about their sons and their daughters, or husbands and wives, or mothers or fathers. All they cared about was their selfish self. You got to put the blame where blame belongs. That group that didn't vote, they could have elected the person of their choice. They had 89 million. They could have picked the president, but they chose to do nothing. They released chaos on us. Black and brown, Asians, Arabs. Want to be white so bad, want to be important so bad, that they'll throw their own people under the bus to fit in with that white demographic, because that's who they want to be. If they had went and voted for a person, they would have been the one that picked the president. But they made sure that they picked the no good man, the sexual assaulter, the 6-time bankrupt, the 34 felonies, the twice impeached. You can't lie to me, and you can't lie to God. You know that Trump was evil. And you knew that Kamala Harris is a good person, a respectable person. I would have trusted Kamala Harris with my life as president. I believed in her. I believe she had integrity. But because you don't care nothing about, you don't even care about your own race. You don't even care nothing about your daughters. A man that had his best friend for over 20 years. Jeffrey Epstein was Donald Trump's best friend for over 20 years. Why they kidnapped, trafficked, raped, got pregnant, and then ate the children. And 89 million Americans thought that's a good thing. Don't look at the red and look at the blue. Look at that gold that could have picked a president on their own. If they had just got together and picked a person, that person would have won. But they didn't want that. They wanted to release evil to show the white man how much they love him. and how much they appreciate him. They're going to help the white man become a god. I don't have no mercy for him. God ain't got no mercy for him either. God have prepared a place for them. He prepared a furnace that burned with fire and brimstone forever and ever and ever. It's sad. If you hate this country so much, and you hate the Constitution so much, why don't you just get out of here? Why don't you just go back and go to the country of your choice? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You went against your own race. Didn't nobody care that you wanted to be white? You could have painted yourself white. I wouldn't have cared either way. But now you got to try to prove something. All you proved that you're not a child of God. All you proved is that you are fake, you are phony, and you are fraud. You ain't nothing but wolves in sheep clothing. Going around pretending like you a sheep when you're a wolf. Now, I know who the Republicans are. And I know who the Democrats are. But now, I know who you are. Thank you.